What's up, everybody? We back with another trade recap. This is later in the day. Sorry for the late post. I was kind of just gathering my thoughts, meditating a little bit. Today was probably the most frustrated I've been, the most like disoriented, mentally, just kind of, not gonna say. I mean, it was a rough day. Let's just say that. And I want to talk about why and the mindset behind the trades that I took today. As you see in the title, we blew our Express account, and this is just after I had talked about, having a turning point and, starting to be, more process driven. And so it was a really rough experience for me today. And I'm going to explain to you kind of what my bias was going into the day. Coming into the day, I had initially wanted shorts to this 4 hour low from Tuesday. I know that we'd had a weekly gap down here. I haven't looked. I need to add the weekly 1 week. Let me actually heart this here. The weekly gap right here, which was that 4 hour low from last week, I'm pretty sure. What's that down here? Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, okay, that's down here. Yeah. Okay, so, but we had this 4 hour low that I really wanted to get hit, and then we had Asia and London highs above. We had session highs above, but I was mainly wanting shorts here, but I wanted to break out of this range first and this is on the 15-minute chart here. So if we look, what happened at market open, we start off, and it's been a minute since market, so it's not really fresh in my mind. So I've got to kind of remember this stuff as I go back and look. Let me pull it back. Where we at? There we are. Okay, so off market open, we just start ripping higher, and I'm thinking, all right, I'll get an entry to a London high if we get a pullback and a retrace. Now, this is where we went wrong, and this is where it all kind of started. I took a stupid trade on the 30-second chart, which I never do, but I saw this 30-second entry off open here. Oh my gosh, and it's going to do this. Okay, well, this is terrible. All right, anyway, we'll just go to the 5-minute because I don't feel like messing with that. Anyway, there was an entry here coming to these highs on the 30-second. I didn't like it. To tell you the truth, I just really didn't. And I'll show you why I didn't like my entry. And I know this video is kind of a little it's a little slow pace because I've waited so long to do this. But I took a 30-second entry in here. I'm not pulling up the 30-second chart because I got to scroll and everything. Didn't like this entry. Looking on the 1 minute, this is a terrible trade setup. This is not a continuation. This is just FOMO, and we can see that here. So I ended up losing $200 and something on this trade. It was a lower risk on accident. And so then in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, I still have $250, blah, 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 blah. I ended up taking another emotional trade to these lows because this was my original bias, lower today, which would have played out if I'd have been patient. So I took this, got stopped out, and at this point, all emotions kind of just fled through again. And at that point, it's like, oh, the accounts, whatever. I ended up taking a trade here somewhere, and I'll start deleting as we go. And that trade got stopped out. And then I just started full porting basically with 20 micros, which is, 2 minis. In here, got stopped out right here to blow the express, and then we dumped to my take profit. So really unfortunate stuff that happened today. And then it took like 3 or 4 tries to pass an eval, so blew a few evals, and I'm glad that I waited to make this video because I was very, very emotionally driven this morning, and that's kind of why I waited. I just was not in the right state of mind to make a recap. But the thing is, man, I know how to trade. and I trade continuations, and I know what I need to do. It's just emotions get in the way so heavily because of how much money I've taken out of the markets before. And I try to base everything on that fact, like, whoa, I just need to hit big trades, big trades, big trades. And I have to drop the ego to a to an all-time low, because at this point really it's like second rock bottom, like the lowest point I've been at. And I've said that multiple times, and it's true every time I say it. And this time was like the biggest gut punch, because it's like, on the weekly recap we talk about a turning point and all of this, and then I don't follow through with it yet again because I make stupid decisions out of emotions. Probably more than likely because I'm risking too heavy. So going forward, we're going to risk no more than 100, or no more than, I I'd say no more than, 1 to 5 micros. Actually, and that's the thing. I don't want to even do that, because that's still too much. I'm thinking like $150 risk, uh, on my trades, just to make sure that we are process driven, not P&L driven. And that's the thing on the next account. If that, if that takes however long, I just want to build a consistent system. I'm tired of going for payouts. I'm gonna go for a system builder. We don't need all these huge trades. We don't need all this money. We just need to take it slow, build a consistent system that I can have confidence in. Consistency is confidence. So I need to build consistency first, something that's repeatable. Going for $6,000 trades, $7,000 trades, although it's awesome when it happens, it's not repeatable. And for darn sure not repeatable right now where I'm at. So not going to be able to do that long term. And I keep trying to go back to it, back to it, back to it. Every time I take a loss, I try to go back to those big trades. I try to go back to the huge P&L, and I always end up getting cooked because my mental's already fried. And then if I come into the day trying to do that off the start, we always are manipulating early in market. We know this, and then I get fried anyway, and it's just a terrible, terrible loop I've been in. And so going into the next Express account that we get past, we are going to size down heavy. I mean, completely lower risk, and just trade methodically, focus on the system, focus on the process. I don't care if I even, how long it takes to get a payout at all. I just want to become process driven and get a repeatable system that I can feel confident in and have low stress and just completely clear headed when I'm trading on the charts. And so, I mean, and if I had been clear headed today, the trade idea that looked the best, like to these lows here. I mean, think about it. I could have got in. I mean, my goodness, it's like we reject these highs again. Just imagine just getting in here, you know, with this holding to these lows. I mean, yeah, look at that. That's 2.2R right there. I mean, there are trades to be taken if you just are patient enough. There are plenty of trades to take in. And even if I didn't take this trade, could have waited until we come back and then we get a pullback. Could have entered here when break even at these internal lows right here. Could have entered here, you know, or even a little lower. I mean, shoot, dude. Could have entered on this, like this right here. Went break even at internal lows off that candle. I mean, my goodness, dude. There are trades everywhere. And I just have to slow down, quit worrying about P&L, and take these trades with low risk, low contract size. And that's what we're going to do. So hope you guys enjoyed the recap. Hope you guys could get something out of this. I know that it's it's all a process, man, and that's at the end of the day, that's what I've got to get to. I've got to get back to a process, get to a process driven, trading system where I am just happy about if, when I execute my system, and that it alone. So, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's recap.